Hey, internet friends, cousins, and scoundrels. Welcome back to the channel. And if you're new here, welcome, welcome, welcome. Pull up a chair, honey, and let's have a chat. And since the algorithm really likes it when you interact with the content, go ahead and give it a like and subscribe since you're here. Now I ain't gonna hold you. Let's get right into this. Y'all, look, there has been a whole lot of drama surrounding, certain people and their social media sermons lately. And the other day, Shanita decided to go live and tell folks to pray for Martell. Now, this came right after it came out that he was dragging, Mel back to court. Allegedly, this time it's because she was getting, foot rubs, soft kisses, and well wishes from another man. And Martell, well, he didn't like it. He didn't like the sound, the thought of it, none of it. And so, he decided to take her to court. Now let's be clear. None of that has been proven, right? This is something Martell decided to make up in his mind. But honestly, when has facts ever stopped Martell from filing a lawsuit? Okay, so he went on ahead and filed that damn lawsuit anyway, okay? Of course, once word got out about Martell's lawsuit, social media did what it does best. Turned it into the topic of the day. Hell, creators and viewers had plenty to say. And I guess all that backlash against Martell must have triggered something in Shanita because she jumped on live, right? And apparently tried to even the blame between Mel and Martell. What? Now, according to her, folks shouldn't be so quick to paint Martell as the villain, because he's the kid's father. Shanita seems to think that we should just pretend that Martell hasn't done all the things that led to this mess in the first place. Like, I don't know, creating a fatherless home, plotting with his side chick to release a revenge P-tape to destroy Mel's reputation, dragging Mel back and forth to court in an effort to take the kids away from her. And allegedly, his side chick and her child bully the Nuggets, right, when they're with them. But what? We're just supposed to ignore all of that? And just go ahead and give him grace and mercy? Stop that. Stop. Now listen, there is nothing wrong with prayer, right? There's nothing wrong with it. It changes things. But people in Shanita's live were like, nah, fuck Martell, okay? They were like, fuck that. They're not clogging up the prayer lines. They're not getting out their prayer blankets for him. They're not doing any of that anymore. Okay. And they have the right to refuse. They have the right to refuse. They do, Shanita. They have the right. It's okay. And honestly, Shanita, that should have been the end of it. Just a simple, okay, you guys do what you want to do, and I'm going to just pray for him. That should have been fine, right? That's it. And moved on. But nope, she didn't do that, right? Instead, she decided to go back and forth with people in the comment section about it. And honestly, let me tell you something. I saw the video and baby, it just looked like she ended up frustrating her own self in the process because these folks weren't budging. Their minds were made up, and no amount of just pray for Martell was going to change their minds. It wasn't going to happen. Child, my girl was disturbed. Do you understand? She was disturbed. She lost sleep behind that damn live, okay? She must have been tossing and turning all night long, right? Because she hopped her ass back online the next day, ready to double down and throw shade at content creators and viewers, baby. Homegirl was pressed. Do you hear me? She was pressed, okay? Here's the thing. Shanita made a post on September 19th about how deleting a toxic paragraph and just texting back, okay, is top tier self-control. Yeah? Well, maybe she should have taken her own advice here. Because instead of just saying okay and moving on, she literally hopped back on live and started calling people bro. Brokey. What? What the hell happened? Then she went on to say folks aren't using social media right, especially if they're not making money off of it. But wait a minute. Weren't you just on social media yourself giving your unsolicited opinion about a situation no one asked for your opinion on, and then you got mad because people didn't want to give Martell a free girl, stop. Stop that. This is nuts, okay? This is nuts. Are you using social media correctly in this instance? I'm just asking. And by the way, riddle me this, right? Did Shanita pop online to hype up Mel's TikTok live success? I mean, did she? Look, I genuinely don't know because I don't really follow her like that. So if she did, please feel free to correct me in the comment section. But I am asking, did she come online before Mel's TikTok event and ask for folks to support and pray for Mel's success? Especially considering, Mel is the mother of four or not. Again, I'm just asking because I personally really don't get the energy to solicit sympathy for a man who's done nothing but cause Mel grief and drama. I don't get the reasoning behind that. Okay, I don't get it. Listen, let me be clear. This isn't a bash Shanita session, okay? All right? I think her intentions were good. Actually, scratch that. I don't know what her intentions were, or what her motive was. So let me just say this. Her message didn't land the way she probably hoped. And honestly, it had a lot to do with the timing and the whole tone and delivery thing, which came off all kinds of wrong, baby. It just did. I'm sorry. And now, Shanita, you really could have just, agreed to disagree with the folks in your comment section and called it a day, okay? But when you circled back and low-key shaded people, well, more like high-key insulted them, that's when things took a sharp left turn, sis. And that's where we are now, okay? And this is why people are accusing you of attention seeking. It just doesn't add up, right? You're out here asking for folks to rally behind Martell of all people. Meanwhile, your own friend, okay, is being dragged to court, fighting for her livelihood and the livelihood of her kids and their lives and their well-being, right? And you're asking for people to stand in the gap for it. The math ain't mathing, baby. It just ain't, right? It doesn't make sense. And listen, I'm not accusing you, okay, of not being Mel's friend. I don't know what's up with your relationship status. And Mel hasn't said anything different, right? But I think people would have much rather see you use that energy to support your friend instead of going back and forth, tossing insults at us, right? Honestly, what the fuck is going on with Dusty, Shanita, and Sunny? Huh? I mean, these ladies seem to either be intentionally putting their foot in their mouths or they're in a race to do and say shit to be relevant. Hell, you decide. Sunny is out here windmilling at imaginary ops. And girl, like, who is actually checking for you? Honestly, can you put an @ on it, please? And listen, I'm not saying that she doesn't have to, let folks know who she is and where she stands as far as her safety goes. But I mean, do we have to do this every time you go live? I mean, make it make sense. And the reason why this shit is wild is because Sunny actually has stuff she could talk about. She has her Tubi projects, her pregnancy journey, the beard oil line that her and Moses are dropping. You know what I'm saying? But instead, she's busy ranting about people pulling up in order to get done up. I mean, I get it. You know what I'm saying? I get it. Sometimes you need to remind people not to mess with you, right? But maybe save that energy for a time when it's actually necessary. It doesn't have to be every single time you go live. It just doesn't. And then there's Dusty with her Miserable Monday series, which she co-hosts with someone who is just as fixated on Mel as she is. And honestly, that shit is unsettling. It really is. This shit is a weekly thing. And in my opinion, this co-host isn't exactly helping Destiny where she needs it most. Like maybe taking accountability for her own actions, right? for her own roles and why the relationships that she had, they fell apart. Maybe she can do that instead of fixating on Mel. This shit is crazy. And honestly, if all of these ladies are doing this to stay relevant and make sure they're in the spotlight, well, hun, I guess, I mean, we see you, but you are all coming off a bit nuts, okay? And that's just my unsolicited, unasked for opinion, all right? Because that's what we do over here. We give our opinions, okay? The CCs and the viewers alike. Shit, we're going to talk about a thing. Just what we do, okay? So, what do you guys think about this whole Shanita mess? Do you think that people are just, overreacting to what she said? Or do you think there's maybe some substance and people did hear exactly what she said and interpreted what she said correctly based on her tone and delivery? What do you guys think? Hop in the comments and let me know. Again, thank you for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe. And until next time, bet you know now.